Andito po tayo sa Agribusiness How It Works webinar. Pangatlong episode na po natin ngayon at kasama ko po dito si Cheska.
Hi everyone! We are on the third episode of our agribusiness webinars. As usual, today I will be the translator for all of our foreign viewers.
Kasi dito po sa ating channel ay marami ho tayong audience na hindi lang Filipino, marami hong audience tayo dito sa Southeast Asia, sa India at saka surprisingly sa Africa. Napakadami nating audience sa Africa. So ngayon, yung topic natin ay may kinalaman pa rin doon sa ano yung effect ng pandemic dito sa mga agribusiness. At guest po natin ngayon ay suki ho natin sa agribusiness. Favorite ho natin siya, si Ma'am Gigi Morris.
Okay. A lot of our viewers come from Africa, Indonesia, mostly the Southeast Asia region, and surprisingly a lot from Africa as well and India. Today, our guest is Ma'am Gigi. We are a frequent collaborator with Ma'am Gigi of Mokha Family Farm.
Kamusta, Ma'am Gigi?
I'm good. I'm very good. Kayo, kumusta kayo dyan, buddy? Cheska?
Okay naman kami, Ma'am. Yung surprisingly, no, yung marami na apektuhan nung pandemic. But in our case, isa siguro kami doon sa few na hindi tinamaan or sabihin natin na parang may swerte. So, 'di ba sabi nga nila in all crisis meron laging opportunity.
That's
And
right.
probably kasama kami doon sa opportunity, nakakita ng opportunity dito sa situation na to.
Mabuti naman, buddy. I'm happy to hear that.
Mhm. So, Ma'am Gigi, before ho tayo natin pag-usapan yung ano ang ginagawa nyo ngayon, ano yung naging effect sa inyo ng pandemic, can you tell us muna a little background about Mocha Farm?
Okay. Moca Family Farm, our business model, we are a small-scale family farm that but we do multifunctional activities in the farm. So when we say multifunctional activities in the farm, we do family farm tourism, we do agri-vet education and training, we do small batch production on food processing. Tapos, syempre, we do also link subsistence and small-scale production and planting of some vegetable production. So hanggang selling na rin, syempre. So kasama yun dun sa aming activity.
'Di ba yung lagi tayong nag-uusap ganyan and lagi mong nakukwento sa amin na it keep on evolving dun sa farm. Can you tell us nung nag-start ka ano yung ginagawa ninyo? Paano siya nagbabago? Ano yung mga reason bakit nagbabago yung direction ng farm?
Okay. Kasi buddy, alam mo naman, ang model, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ang model namin is a small scale family farm. So we basically really operate it this is based on our values din, ano? So kasama dito yung core values namin as a family. So syempre, doon yung lagi nga namin sinasabi that it has to be always like family, farming, food, fun, faith, and education. So it all revolves into that. So dahil doon siya nag-evolve yung aming core values, anong nangyayari, kagaya rin natin, ano, as we continue to move on with our life, nagbabago rin ng mga sitwasyon, so we adapt to it. Ano, hindi naman po pwedeng pag nagkaroon ng problema, hihinto ka na. So, just like siguro sa mga viewers mo dito sa Agribusiness How It Works, nakikita nila previously yung aking mga video on rabbit. Una nagkita tayo ba? Una tayo nagkakilala, buddy. I'm a rabbit farmer, hindi ba? So, I was on that early part ng nagpo-promote ng rabbit meat as an alternative meat. So I was one of the first few ones na talagang nag-start ng rabbitry din dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. But then later on, I encountered, the Typhoon Glenda. So the Typhoon Glenda totally, it basically destroyed my rabbitry, and I have to go back and reassess, sabi ko itutuloy ko pa ba yung rabbitry or what. And then syempre as I always said, dapat sustainable din ang farm, hindi pa pwedeng mag-exist ang family farm pag hindi sustainable. So when I went back to my records and I look at the financial situation, I realized that just sticking with one enterprise is not going to work for a family farm. So you have to
Mm-mm.
like really continuously reinvent yourself. So we
Mhm.
reinvented ourselves by adapting things na alam naman namin meron ding hindi pwedeng cost center lang lahat ang kumikilo sa farm. Dapat merong profit center din. So we start to identify kung ano yung mga profit center, and we start to like and because they are also according to our core values as a family, we started to adapt them. Kaya nagkaroon din kami ng mga training on agriculture na
Mm-mm.
naka-focus on TechVoc. Nagkaroon na kami ng food processing kasi we love to do food, yung pagpe-present at pagpa-product dev ng mga food dahil ang area ko before when I was in the fashion industry, I was in the product development. So I do a lot of product development. Kaya lang ngayon ang raw materials ko na hindi na tela kundi pagkain na sa mga
Mm-mm.
gulay na at vegetables na. So yun yan, continuously reinventing talaga palagi.
After po ng rabbitry, ang next na nag-concentrate kayo, farm tourism, tama ho ba?
Yes, oo. So nagsimula kami ng mga small-scale sustainable farm tourism,
Mm-mm.
nag-organize kami ng mga farm tours, tapos
Mm-mm.
yun nga, nagkakaroon din kami ng mga farm-to-table dinners. So yun ang ginagawa namin para provide an extra income to the farm. Ano? Tapos we do small-scale production, and when we do small-scale vegetable production, yun din ang ginagamit namin in our farm-to-table dinners. So yun yung mga naging unang. Tapos we added other source of revenue din para sa farm, kagaya nga ng trainings din. So yun yung mga naging additional income namin sa farm.
Mm-mm. Ma'am, 'di ba before nauso yung farm tourism, andyan na kayo?
Oo, bago pa yung farm tourism law natin, bago pa to naging batas, meron kami mga ilang kaibigan dito na mga family farms din, karamihan sa atin, mga talaga mga small scale family farm
Mm-mm.
providers din. Palibasa, medyo nagsipag-move na tayo sa rural community. At alam mo naman kung dati kang taga-urban community tapos nag-move ka sa rural community, parang medyo malungkot nung una, no? So naghahanap
Mm-mm.
ka lagi ng bisita. So as we have our guests coming to our place, sabi namin, hey, this is actually farm tourism, hindi ba?
Mm-mm.
The only difference that time, buddy, is
Mm-mm.
libre lahat yung mga guests mo. So, this time, sabi lagi natin sinasabi, kailangan merong revenue palagi sa farm. So, we started to charge guests, so we made sure na may value yung kanilang pagbisita sa farm. So, sabi nga
Mm-mm.
natin sa farm tourism, dapat meron tayong education, merong entertainment,
Mm-mm.
so nakasama para naman maging may value yung pagbisita nila sa farm. So, we started to do that. So, even before the farm tourism law has been enacted, medyo marami
Mm-mm.
na kami rito sa Batangas. May mga kaibigan ako rito from Batangas na mga family farm
Mm-mm.
owners din na nagsimula. Pati hindi lang naman dito, pati rin sa buong Calabarzon area. Kaya nga, ang Calabarzon is mostly para tayo laging benchmark pagdating sa ganyan
Mm-mm.
kasi nauuna tayo ng konti dahil malapit tayo sa urban community sa Metro Manila.
Mm-mm. And paano kayo napunta sa training?
Alam mo naman, buddy, kasi ang background ko din, ang asawa ko is a horticulturist, ano? So, yun ang area niya din, nasa training and extension din siya talaga. So, sabi ko, bakit hindi na lang namin siya gawin din? Plus, I am also a homeschool mom dahil as a
Mm-mm.
homeschool mom, yung farm ko, yun talaga ang eskwelahan ng mga anak ko eh.
Mm-mm.
So, why not open it to others as well? So, then what we decided is dahil nasa rural community kami, we decided to focus on the tech voc education na agri. Nung nag-start kami,
Mm-mm.
mahirap kasi wala pa talagang, hindi pa uso talaga yung agri-tech voc eh. So parang
Mm-mm.
unheard pa noon
Kayo ulit
yung
yung
tech
nauna.
voc. Oo. Ngayon normal na. Dati hindi pa normal. So ngayon yun na ang normal ngayon sa ano natin sa mga and I am happy na because I really don't consider it I really don't consider our family farms naman mga competitors because I always believe that like the more players there are in the industry, mas lalago yung industriya natin. Kaya nga maski halimbawa tayo, maski minsan may training kayo, may training ako, so we all join together pa rin naman kasi hindi naman tayo,
Mm-mm.
iba-iba naman ang market na siniserve natin.
Tama yung sinasabi niyo, yung mga kung ano yung tinuturo nyo dun sa farm as your modules, yun actually yung mga talagang expertise ninyo. Yun yung mga ginagawa nyo.
Yeah. Nakakatuwa
Mm-mm.
kasi parang parang yung opportunity to share, nandoon na rin habang ginagawa mo. Madalas nasasabi ko na when you go into family farming, there's a big difference of going into commercial farming and family farming. Kasi most of the time when you go on a family farming, kasama yung values mo as a family eh. Hindi
Mm-mm.
talaga strictly business profit oriented. Kasama na dun yung syempre yung social responsibilities mo din. Kaya nga
Mm-mm.
madalas ang sinasabi ko, if you are going to family farming purely for profit, medyo siguro hindi yun yung bagay sa iyo.
Mm-mm.
Dahil itong family farming is really a social enterprise. Gaya niyo, buddy, hindi ba kayo, alam ko na kasama rin yun, meron din talagang kawang gawa, meron din talagang
Mm-mm.
pagtulong sa kapwa. So, minsan, isasama natin yun sa operations natin eh. So, talagang yun yung mga ginagawa natin kasi part of it is we also in the enterprise that we're doing, we also impart yung ating family values as well.
At ang family farm, it's something na hindi popular before nyo inumpisahan.
Um, yeah, it's minsan kasi pero yun din iba pinag-uusapan natin ito madalas na dapat even though we put in our core values in it, for
Mm-mm.
it to be sustainable, kailangan kumikita pa rin.
Mm-mm.
Hindi pa pwedeng hindi kikita eh. Kasama rin dito sa social values natin na dapat our employees is
Mm-mm.
nababayaran natin sila ng maayos.
Mm-mm.
So that's part of it because what's really happening is we really are providing employment to our rural communities. So kasama na dun yung mga staff natin. And when we do that, di ba sinasabi natin na ang sustainability, tatlong bagay yan eh.
Mm-mm.
Hindi pwedeng financial lang. Dapat
Mm-mm.
merong social sustainability din at saka yung environmental sustainability.
Mm-mm.
So I think ang family farm encompasses yung tatlong klase ng sustainability na yan.
Mm-mm. Given that, ano po ang advantage ng family farm compared to commercial farm?
Um, for me, no, lagi ko rin sinasabi kasi meron din akong portion na meron din akong partnership to some other na medyo commercial farm. So, ang madalas sinasabi ko, when we go into agri, bibihira na nga lang yung pumupunta sa agri. So, siguro dapat hindi na tayo magtalo-talo kung ano yung tama, kung small scale ba, dapat commercial ba, or organic ba, or non-organic ba. We always say that, we are all here together in agriculture. So, meron lang pagkakaiba-iba sa ating operations, the way we operate it. Of course, when we are commercial farm, talagang we are really after economy of scale tayo eh. Hindi ba? Yun naman ang pinagkakakitaan kadalasan ng ating mga kapatid na nasa into commercial agriculture. So wala namang mali doon. Tama rin naman yun. I salute that. They provide a lot of food to our community. And di ba? Ngayon, doon sa family farming naman, most of us talaga hindi ganun ka-commercial ang ating operation. So iba-iba rin, even the family farms, iba-iba rin ang kanilang model eh. Because there are also some family farms who are doing commercial din naman, hindi ba? But it's operated by their family. Kagaya na nga na lagi nating sinasabi, hindi naman siya na-measure sa laki ng sukat ng yung acreage eh. It's really measured by the operations and the farm activities that's happening in your farm. Kagaya ko, sabi ko, even though I am only a 1 hectare size farm, alam mo naman na ang dami kong activities dito sa farm even though I'm just 1 hectare size. So meron namang mga iba, 10 hectares nga, ang activity naman nila is very, very limited. So yun naman yung ano doon. So, but then ang advantage for me, I opted for that kind of farming because I really wanted to make sure that I am more comfortable with it. So siguro doon na lang yun babagsak saan yung values mo, saan yung comfortability mo. So I am more comfortable in operating a small scale family farm where I still get to like really see who my staff are, yung mga tao ko, tapos I have a personal contact din sa community ko. Hindi yung nawawala yung connection ng consumer at saka ng farmer, ando doon pa rin, nakakonect pa rin, di ba? Kaya yung pinag-uusapan natin madalas kagaya yung na kilala mo kung sino yung farmer na nag-grow ng pagkain mo.
Mm. So, para lang yan, walang pinagkaiba sa ibang business na you just choose ano yung business model mo. Saan ka ba kikita? So,
That's right.
kikita ka ba sa malaki? Di doon ka sa malaking farm. Kung kikita ka ba sa maliit na farm, di doon ka mag-concentrate.
Yes,
Tama, Ma'am
yes.
Gigi?
Yes, exactly, buddy. Oo.
Mm-mm. So, ma'am, kumusta po yung business? Kumusta yung farm bago nangyari itong pandemic?
Bago yung pandemic, I was very happy, no? Kasi nakikita ko na, alam mo, madalas, alam ko, pinag-uusapan natin yan, madalas noon na yung profitability ng isang small-scale family farm,
Mm.
ano? Um, I was very happy na
Mm.
talaga. Sabi ko nga, pag nagkausap tayo, masasabi ko sa'yo, magyayabang na ako kay Buddy, o Buddy, kumikita na yung farm, gano'n, everything. So, unfortunately, nag-pandemic. So I was really, ang ganda na ng
Mm.
book ko eh. Nakikita ko na yung book ko. Wow, hindi na ako
Mhm.
nakapula ngayon sa record ko. But then pandemic
Mhm.
happened. So, medyo, na naman, challenge na naman.
Mm. So, ano ma'am ang naging effect nung pandemic sa inyo?
Syempre medyo malaki buddy. So, um, meron namang good side and bad side. Of course, yung una, yung initially, ando dun yung
Mm.
fear, ando dun yung fear. So, because of that, hindi natin alam kung sino yung kalaban natin, ano yung kalaban natin. Just sabi ko nga, lagi kong ina-explain sa mga staff ko, it's like we're going into a war. Hindi natin kilala kung sino yung kalaban
Mm.
natin. So, what we do is we retreat
Mhm.
first. We stop the operation and everything. So,
Mhm.
wala kaming tapos we really kept nakakatuwa pa nun, buddy. Marami ako mga na-stuck sa farm ko na mga sila na lockdown sa farm. We have about 7 families in the farm during. So, syempre, because you really think of it parang you you go into a survival mode, hindi ba? Yun naman ang una nating instinct eh. You go into a survival mode. So,
Mhm.
with that, ang una naming ginawa, makaka-relate sa akin ang lahat ng mga farmers, na pagka ganyang tayo yung integrated farm,
Mhm.
kadalasan, pag merong ganitong sitwasyon, ang unang utak natin. So, kasi kakakumpetensya mo pa sila sa pagkain, hindi ba? So,
Mhm. Mhm.
nag-start kaming mag-process ng mga meat. Nabuti nilang may mga skills kami into food processing, So, nag-process kami ng mga
Mm.
meat. Tapos, para rin naman parang out of respect din sa mga kapatid natin na nasa urban community, hindi kami masyado nagpo-post buddy ng mga
Mm.
kinakain namin. Pero alam mo, sa totoo lang, buddy, yun talaga yung advantage ng nasa farm ka. Hindi ka nagugutom. Alam mo,
Mhm.
para kaming laging may
Mhm.
fiesta kasi nakababoy ka palagi, nakamanok ka palagi, magpapabo ka palagi. So talagang para lagi kaming may feast. And that was one of the biggest realization that we have really talaga. As a family farmer, you will never really get hungry. Yun yung advantage natin,
Mm.
na hindi ka talaga magugutom. So yun ang unang-una naming
Mm.
ginawa. Pagkatapos, so syempre, um, nahirapan kami dahil syempre yung mga tao ko, dahil nga wala silang we have to provide them also salary, this even though wala silang kita. um
Mhm.
Nag-uusap kami mag-asawa, sabi namin parang mas takot kaming mawalan ng trabaho at ang mga tao namin kaysa magkasakit sa COVID, no? Kasi
Mhm.
parang yun yung problem namin dahil kasi maraming buong pamilya umaasa sa kanila, hindi ba?
Mm.
So, we
Mhm.
continue to like advance yung pwede naming mai-advance sa mga salary, no? So, yung
Mhm.
noon, pwede lang ako mag-operate ng advance ng hanggang 3 months na meron kaming cash operating operation for our 3 months of operation. Dahil lumagpas
Mm.
tayo doon, medyo nahirapan talaga kami. But then, yung third month, we decided that we
Mhm.
have to, we are in agriculture. Yung sinasabi nga na
Mhm.
we cannot stay at home kasi we are in agriculture. So we continue to
Mm.
really plant. According dun sa government, strategy natin on plant, talagang we follow
Mhm.
that, kasi may mga na-stuck akong family dito. That's what we did. Tanim lang kami. Yun muna ang ginawa namin. Without any plan, ha? Noong una, wala pa kayong masyadong
Mhm.
plan. Talagang lang namin, magtanim. Pagkatapos, we also went online to share also, no? Kasi we felt that maraming mga na-stuck sa bahay at gustong magtanim. Rin kami, as part of our extension work, si Bob, nag-offer din kami ng mga online trainings na
Mhm.
libre
Mhm.
para rin sa mga mga taga-urban communities natin na gustong mag-urban farming. So yun ang mga una
Mm.
namin. It was hard financially nung unang buwan talaga. But
Mhm.
not in food, ha? Not in food, but in
So,
other
mm,
expenses.
all right. Cheska, may mga questions ba tayo?
No questions yet,
No
pero we
questions
have
yet,
Mhm.
pero we have
no
um,
questions yet, but we have a lot
no
of
questions yet, but we have a
viewers
lot of
from
viewers
overseas.
from
For example,
overseas.
we have
For
Mhm.
one from
example, we have one from
Zimbabwe right
Zimbabwe
now.
right now.
Hi, let's say
Okay, let's
hi.
say hi.
And we have
And we have
one
one
from Hong
from
Kong
Hong Kong
as well.
as well.
Hello
Hello
to
to
Nehemiah
Nehemiah
Chicato from
Chicato from
Zimbabwe
Zimbabwe
and
and
Ulot
Ulot
from
from
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong.
Hello mga
Hello mga
ka-agri.
ka-ate.
Let me
And
just
let me just
translate really quick.
translate really quick.
So Sir Buddy
So Sir
asked
Buddy asked
Ma'am Gigi,
Ma'am
how was the
Gigi, how
farm
was the
before
farm before
the
the
pandemic, and then what
pandemic,
was
and
the
then what was
effect
the
of
effect
it?
of it?
So Mom Gigi said that before the
So Mom
pandemic,
Gigi said that before
her
the pandemic,
accounting books
her
were
accounting book
recovering.
were
They were
recovering.
out of the
They were
red,
out of
as they
the
say,
red,
but then the
as they
pandemic
say.
happened.
But then the
So
pandemic
Ma'am
happened.
Gigi said
So Mom
that
Gigi said
the
that
first
the first
the first instinct they
the
had
first
was
instinct they
fear
had was
because
fear
we
because
were
we were
facing an
facing
unknown
an
enemy.
unknown enemy.
So the first step
So the
was
first
they
step was they
retreated
retreated
and they stopped
and
all
they stopped all
operations.
operations.
There were
So there were
even
even
families that
families
were
that were
stranded in
stranded in
their
their
family
family
farm
farm
when the
when the
ECQ
ECQ
were when the
were when the
quarantine was
quarantine was
announced.
announced.
So then
Um, so
after that
then
they switched to
after that they
survival mode,
switched to
and the first
survival
thing
mode, and
they
the first thing
did
they
was
did was
explore meat
explore meat
processing.
processing.
Second
Second
was
was
um,
um,
they
they
actually refrained
actually
from
refrained
posting their
from
food
posting
and
their
their meals,
food and their
because the
meals
advantage of being
because
in a
the
farm is
advantage of
that
being
there's
in a
always
farm
so
is that
much
there's
food,
always
whether
so
it's
much food,
vegetables,
whether
it's
it's
meat, it's
vegetables, it's
chicken.
meat, it's
So
chicken. So
um in
um,
respect
in
to
respect to
other possibly
other possibly
disadvantaged
disadvantaged
friends and family, they had to refrain from posting their food. But one thing they realized
but
from
one
that
thing they
event
realized
was
from
if
that
you're
event was
involved
if
in
you are
farming, you will
involved in
never be
farming, you will
hungry.
never be hungry.
So at this point, they
So
also
at
were
this point,
more
they also were
concerned
more
about the
concerned about
employees
the
losing their
employees
employees
losing
losing their
their
jobs and their
jobs and their
salaries more than
salaries more
them
than them
contracting the
contracting
virus,
the
because
virus
they did
because they
have a
did
lot
have
of
a lot of
employees that
employees that
were
were
under them.
under them.
And then so they had to give out salaries even after the third month. But on the third month also, they had to resume planting because, as Ma'am Gigi said, if you are in agriculture, if you are farming, you cannot stay inside. So they just resumed planting even though there's no solid plan yet. Another thing they explored was online, since a lot of people in the metro are very interested in urban farming. They explored that route as well.
Ma'am Gigi, gusto ko lang ano, itanong, gaano kahirap yung situation na 'yan, yung nung nag-lockdown? Gaano kahirap yung isipin mo na paano na yung operations mo ma-stop, yung farm mo ang tagal mong dinevelop, 'di ba? Matagal na panahon na grinou mo siya, tapos biglang all of a sudden, stop lahat.
Well, like I said, buddy, the first month, what we were really thinking was more like for our personal concerns and safety ng mga kami at yung mga tao dito sa loob ng farm. Since the 7 families that I have here, meron akong mga bata, ano, mga halos mga few, mga 1 year old. Tapos I have my mom also in the farm who is a senior citizen. She's 92 years old. So I was worried about that. So really my first concern was the safety and the health of the people in the farm. It was difficult kasi we have to like really sit down. I have to sit everyone together and we have to talk of our strategy of how we're going to do that. You know, it's like sabi ko nga, it's
Mm,
like you're going to war, di mo alam kung sino kalaban mo. So,
mm,
so we said like, okay, what are we going to do? Yung daily activities ninyo na uh, merong nagkaroon kami ng community kitchen. So lahat sama-sama kaming kumakain. And everybody were in charge on how to budget the meals. Can you imagine like siguro buddy
mhm,
parang mga close to 30 people ako dito. Time na yun. Uh,
mhm,
so talagang you have to feed them, ano? It's a whole community. So talagang meron kaming uh, community kitchen, no? Walang nagsusolo ng ano, nagko-community
Mhm.
kitchen kami. Pagkatapos siguro after ng first month, medyo pwede nang ano na, okay, kung meron kayong sariling gustong lutuin, pwede na magluto, ang ganon. But then meron pa, pero ano pa rin kami, communal pa rin ang dining namin pagka lunch. Pagkatapos nung ika-third month na, medyo nag-ano na kami, sige, ano na lang, 1 week kasi pinapasok na yung mga tao ko eh. So nung pumasok na yung mga tao, so you know, following the protocol, pumasok na yung mga tao ko. Una, sabi ko ganon, para walang mawalan ng trabaho, we wanted to mawawalan ng trabaho.
Mhm.
3 days a week lang muna kami para yung kaya ko lang munang pasweldohin kasi hindi namin kaya talaga. We have to like dig from our own pocket muna initially, no? So, kasi inaubos na yung budget namin eh.
Mhm.
Naubos na yung budget ng farm kasi like I
Mhm.
said, I always separate the budget ng farm to our personal. But then that particular pagdating ng ika-third month, di na talaga kaya. We have to like really borrow na from our own personal resources ulit. So sabi ko, I wanted to make sure
Mhm.
may trabaho pa rin, pero I have to ask their cooperation. So, tatlong araw lang muna tayo para lang may masustain. But you can get whatever you can get from the farm na tinanim natin. So, yun na lang yung ano, di ba? So, they can come, kung merong ano, pipitas na lang sila, ganon. So, and now we know, we look at it and say, nagsawa kami talaga bali sa, nagsawa kami sa talong, sibuyas, yung mga basic mo talagang ano, dahil araw-araw sabi nga nila, but that's the thing, you're never gonna get hungry.
Mhm.
So in lieu of
Mhm.
salary, um yun na lang yung medyo freebies sa farm na po pwedeng makuha. Hindi na kami nag-a-account muna, buddy. We just totally
Mhm.
stop
Mhm.
muna na, bakit na kumonti yung ganito or what, hindi na. Okay na muna yon kasi you go on parang talagang survival muna lahat, makakain lahat ng maayos para hindi nagugutom. That was our first few months. Nakakatakot, but at the same time, it was actually nice kasi it was
Mhm.
there's a lot of realization to us na kaya namin palang mag-survive. Hindi man on the money matter, kung sa daily subsistence
Mhm.
natin, kaya natin.
So kailan kayo nag-decide na kailangan nating isipin ulit yung business? Kailangan nating
Ah,
gawin ulit kung ano yung dapat
pagpasok
gawin.
siguro, buddy, we have to adapt to the situation. We have to reinvent ourselves, no? So we have to slowly reinvent ourselves.
Mhm.
So umupo kami ulit, pinag-aralan namin, ano ba ulit yung, just like when we had that situation with the rabbitry noon, sabi ko, we survived Glenda, we will survive this as well. So, meron na sana kaming production ng mga small production ng mga spices sana namin, ganon. Dahil hindi na siya matutuloy, dahil
Mhm.
bago pa magbukas yung restaurant, nagsarado na. So, susuplayan sana namin yon. So, ang
Mhm.
ginawa namin, sabi ko, ibenta na lang natin itong mga tinanim natin na galanggal, yung mga tinanim natin na I wasn't sure, sabi ko, meron kayang bibili nito ng mga rhizomes na to. So we start to put it on our online store.
Mhm.
Lo and behold, parang siya yung ano,
Mhm.
ang sabi nga, ang tawag ko nga dyan, buddy, para siya yung parang sa mga plantitos and plantitas natin, we were actually selling
Mhm.
a lot of those rhizomes. Ang ginawa namin, buddy, we find some resources sa farm na po pwede naming maibenta. So
Mhm.
yung mga pananim namin. So nakakatuwa kasi, buddy, dahil hindi na
Mhm.
namin kailangan ng extra puhunan. Nauso kasi si plantito and
Mhm.
plantita, di ba? So
Mhm.
ang
Mhm.
nangyari, nag-adjust din kami. Nagtinda na rin kami ng ornamentals, nagtinda na rin kami ng mga, yung mga pananim namin, planting materials. So we realized that pwede pala
Mhm.
kaming kumita sa mga existing na nandirito na sa farm. So yun ang ginagawa namin ngayon, buddy.
Mhm.
We like look at these resources
Mhm.
that are readily available to us. And then we market them, no? So yun ang nakakatuwa. Tapos yung mga tinanim namin na the early part of the pandemic, ngayon naka-harvest na namin at pwede na
Mhm.
naman naming ibenta ulit
Na-harvest
as a
na.
planting
Mhm.
material. Yep. Napaprocess at planting material din.
Mhm. So sabi nga nila, pag may crisis, may laging opportunity. Yun yung ginagawa ni
Exactly,
Ma'am
oo.
Gigi na tinitingnan lang niya what's available dun sa farm and opportunity na yon immediately.
Yes. Yes. And you'll be surprised na ang dami
Mhm.
palang available na resources sa farm na pwedeng ibenta.
Mhm, mm.
So Sir Buddy asked Ma'am, what did it feel like that the entire business that they invested in or built had to stop all of a sudden? Ma'am Gigi explained
Concern
that the
she had
first
was the
concern
safety
she
and health
had was
of the people in the farm. Second was budgeting the food. And the third was their employees. So she tried her best to maintain all the employees. So what she did was to limit the work days of each employee and kind of like um, rotate, do a kind of like a rotation system. So yeah, even though if that happens, their salary obviously would decrease. But the perk they had was they could get anything in the farm that they wanted. Okay, so at this time, even accounting had to stop because, as she said, they were on survival mode. And then eventually, it was time to kind of think about the business again. And they decided that they would have to find a way to slowly reinvent themselves. So they had a meeting like the one they had back when they had the rabbit farm first, and Typhoon Glenda came and obliterated the entire thing. So they had another business meeting like that, and they had to reevaluate what they had to do. So what they did was they gathered all the available resources in the farm and they sold them online and marketed them like ornamental plants. So the good thing about at first, Mom Gigi wasn't really sure if some of the items um, were gonna be marketable or if anyone was gonna buy them. But surprisingly enough, it did. It did sell. So the great thing about this was they realized that some of the items they already had were a possible a possible source of income. And the best thing was they didn't need any extra capital because it was already there in the farm.
Ma'am Gigi, maraming mga businesses na nagsara,
Businesses
'di
na
ba?
nagsara, 'di
Sa
ba?
case ba ng mga
Sa case ba ng mga farms, may nangyari rin ba 'yan? Posibleng mangyari ba rin yung gano'ng situation? I think if you are on the family farming, medyo ang ano lang is yung ano mawawalan ka lang talaga ng pinaka profit ano, pero yung sustainability as far as subsistence ng farm is hindi siguro kasi unang-una hindi
Mhm.
mo pa rin nabebenta ang lupa mo hindi ba, kasi
Mhm.
tuloy-tuloy yan eh.
Mhm.
It continuously gives you something, you know. So
Mm.
but as far as profit probably will be a little difficult, especially during the pandemic, pero hindi mo isasara, hindi ba? So I think
Mm.
yun ang kagandahan ng family farming eh. I don't think you will ever close totally, you know. So um ang kagandahan din nung ano, hindi ba, kung mapapansin natin, buddy, yung mga, if you really look around, ang mga nag-survive dito sa pandemic na to, yung mga nagre-rely sa family labor. Um,
Mm.
you look at the sari-sari store, you look at the small stores, you look karinderya, bukas lahat yung mga yan.
Mm.
But look at the big
Mm.
restaurants, they are closed, right? So, kasi,
Mm. Mm.
ano eh, yun ang, walang, ano, they rely heavily on, employees outside employees. But because
Mm.
family farms mostly operate on family labor, doon ka lang ngayon naghihirap ng konti. Yung salary nila, parang nawala lang yung salary. Like for my staff here, most of
Mm.
them, they don't have to pay for their fare. Or ano, kasi mga taga
Mm.
dito lang sa community eh. So even though they
Mhm.
are not part of our, directly ng family namin, but some of our
Mm.
employees are nagbabike lang sila papunta rito sa farm. So talagang
Mhm.
halos wala talagang ano, wala, hindi ganun kalaki yung epekto. Kaya nga sabi ko nung nag-uusap kami ni Bob about it, we were talking about it. It's really one of the key thing of survivability ng mga family farms is because the labor is there. We are the labor as well. You know, we take part in the operation. Siguro kayo, buddy, kung may mga empleyado rin
Mm.
kayo na madami, mahihirapan kayo. But because you rely also on tayo yung labor ng
Mm.
family enterprise, we survive. Kaya tayo yung nakasurvive kasi we rely on our
Mm.
own
Mm. Mm.
manpower. So that's one of the things. So siguro yung mga
Mm.
commercial farm pa possibly no magsara, pero as far as family farm operation is concerned, napakababa ng risk natin na magsara. So yun yung realization ko doon.
Mm. Mm. Yes. So you mentioned realization. Sabi mo kanina naman marami kang realization. Can you tell us yung ano, some of the realizations?
Okay. So yung mga realizations ko, buddy, and this is also like I said, parang advice ko na din doon sa iba. Kasi this is really applicable to
Mm.
to many. Really, first is you really look at
Mm.
your resources, what's available for you. And that includes yung manpower, that includes yung
Mm.
resources sa farm, kung ano yung mga nakatanim ninyo.
Mhm.
Yun lahat yun, hindi ba
Mhm.
kasama yung lahat eh. So once you make an
Mm.
inventory of whatever are available for you, you start with that.
Mhm.
You start with that and you make use of that. So because we did that, we really
Mm.
save a lot. Tapos gear na kami on our direction papunta dun sa uh, now hindi na naman ngayon ang mode namin hindi na sustainability, unti-unting
Mhm.
nagta-transition na ulit kami sa profitability, no? Yun na yung mode namin. Hindi pa man kami nakakarating doon. Ang
Mhm.
mode na namin, we are into that mode na.
Mhm.
So yun yung isa sa mga realization namin. Rely on your resources. Tapos, rely on your talent and your skills. So
Yes.
sabi
Mm.
namin, oo, may
Mm.
skills ka. Alam mo ba kami, buddy, nakakatuwa kasi ang nagbiglang, parang naalala nga kita kasi naalala ko sila Cheska. Yung bang, bigla kaming
Mhm.
natutong gumawa ng video. Pero yung,
Nakita ko nga yung mga
oo,
may mga cooking videos pa kayo eh.
yeah, even though it's not the best, of course, it's not body standard, but but at least sabi ko ganon, we were able to like, survive the needs kasi kailangan
Mm.
namin gumawa ng mga training online. We have to reach our stakeholders digitally, hindi ba? So kailangan namin gawin 'yon.
Mm.
So we tap on the resources ng mga bata. Alam mo ba, buddy, ang technical team ko, yung mga anak ko, yung mga so,
Mm.
kung sino yung mga na-stuck dito sa farm na mga bata, and then we realize,
Mm.
hey, the kids
Mm.
are so good at this, let them do it, hindi ba? So, we rely
Mm.
on those. So, yun yung mga realization namin that if you have a talent and the skills, make use of it.
Mm.
Tapos, whatever resources
Mm.
you have in the farm, make use of it. Tapos, manpower, make use of it. Yun yung mga naging ano namin. And then, talagang dapat yan, we started to like also like find out ano talaga yung marketable sa mga ginagawa namin. Because
Mm.
again, bottom line, kailangan mag-translate siya into profit. So yun yung mga
Mm.
naging realization namin, buddy.
Mm. And ano yung ginamit niyong tool? I mean, saan kayo nagbenta?
Okay, so of course, meron tayo mga, nung time na yun, nahirapan, dati nagsha-Shopee kami, both Shopee and Lazada. Pagkatapos
Mhm.
nagde-deliver din kami within our community lang. Halimbawa, let's say, buddy, we have to like go on a visit. We maximize our trip. So, halimbawa, pupunta kami ng Cavite. So,
Mhm.
we started sending messages lang sa mga friends namin, mga families. Meron kaming may available. Let's say, for example, during the pandemic, ang daming mangga at ang daming avocado. So,
Mhm.
nagme-message lang kami sa mga friends namin. Tapos, minsan sa Facebook lang, they do, some of them come and pick to be drop off. So yun yung mga adjustment na ginawa namin nakapag-deliver din kami ng paunti-unti. So hindi namin, imbis na magbabayad kami ng gasoline namin at toll, nakukuha namin lahat yon because
Mhm.
meron kaming isang intended na trip, sinasabay-sabay na namin lahat yon. And then we were able to like really, ang kaganda ng nasa rural community, body, uso pa talaga barter.
Mhm.
So,
Talaga?
uso ba talaga ang barter? So, halimbawa, sabi na, palit na lang tayo ng marami akong talong, marami kang mangga, palit na lang kami, nagpapalitan na lang kami ng ganon. So those are,
Mhm.
that's another realization, buddy, that when you are in the rural community, barter is still a
Mm.
good means of trading. It's still a good means of trading. So,
Mm.
kaya nga pwedeng digital,
Mhm.
pwede rin pala na pwede rin palang bartering. So, yun ang naging ano namin.
Mm. So, kailangan talaga maging creative sa ganitong klaseng
Right, oo.
situation.
Creativity talaga and sabi ko nga, creativity, agility, yun yung mga terms, yung mga tao ko nga, bigla nilang naintindihan ko nung ibig sabihin ng agility, no?
Mm.
So, before, parang word lang yun sa kanila, but because, I consistently use that term to them, and I said to them that for us to survive, we have to be able to like really be agile. So, kung ano yung kailangan, pag
Mm.
na-realize kagaya ng body, like for example, meron kaming during the early part of the pandemic, gumagawa kami ng mask, so we post it. All of a sudden, we receive orders of masks. So, sige, sabi ko, may makina ba tayo? Ba? Sabi ko nga, assess mo anong meron kayo sa farm. So, may makina kami,
Mm.
may mga konting tela kaming natira. So we made use of
Mm.
it. So kasi both kaya nga sabi ko transitioning from sustainability survival mode muna, sustainability tapos ngayon profitability
Mm.
naman. So yun yung ano
Mm.
talaga. So agile ka
Mm.
talaga dapat
So,
palagi.
kung mm. So kung iko-connect ho natin siya sa business, karamihan kasi sa Filipino, kaya hindi sila makapag-start mag-business daw kasi ang laging sinasabi wala siyang pera. Pero hindi nga nare-realize, hindi naman yung pera number one na ingredients
That's
doon sa
right.
pag-start ng business, kundi kung ano yung resources meron ka, ano yung talent mo,
That's
anong
right,
meron ka na.
exactly.
Like kagaya ninyo, yung farm, marami palang resources sa farm na pwedeng ibenta, things like that. So, gano'n naman kasi talaga dapat 'pag mag-start ka ng business.
That's right. Tama
Mm.
tama ka doon, buddy. Yun yung sinasabi kasi nila minsan na ang pera financial resource lang 'yan. Meron
Mm.
ka pang ibang resource na dapat like kagaya ng yung skills mo is
Mm.
that's a human resource. Importante
Mm.
'yan, hindi ba?
Mm.
Manpower resource tapos yung natural resources. So those are
Mm.
all resources na kinakailangan natin in business, not just the financial resources.
Mm. So ma'am, may mga kakilala ka ba na farms din na nag-struggle din sa situation na 'to?
Oo, marami. Kasi hindi ba, most of the family farms, so nag-start ng, alam mo naman na uso sa mga family farms talaga yung maging provider ng mga trainings din. Ano? So
Mm.
since most of the family farms are also training provider both for our government agencies like TESDA, no? So anong nangyari, dahil walang operation ng training, dahil closed lahat, so yung
Mm.
ine-expect, syempre at the beginning of the year, nagpo-project ka eh, di ba?
Mm.
So yung projection mo, hindi mo na ngayon ma-meet, hindi ba? Hindi lang sa hindi mo na ma-meet, wala ka totally halos nawala, ano? So
Mm. Mm.
so there were a lot of struggles. So siguro maraming mga rin na nawala ng trabaho even in the farms, but
Mm.
not directly yung mga farm owners and family farms mismo. Pero some of
Mm.
their they have to pero um nakita ko din naman na karamihan sa kanila parang kagaya rin ng ginawa namin na sistema na
Mm.
naging part from working full time naging
Mm.
part time na lang para talagang totally wag naman mawalan ng trabaho. And that's one
Mm.
of the things like I always said, most of the family farms talaga dahil nga values mo nandoon,
Mm.
mahihirapan ka talagang to let go of the people ng basta-basta lang.
Mm. Cheska, may update pa tayo diyan?
Okay, recap.
Translate and recap first, and then let's look at the questions and comments. Okay. Sir, so Ma'am Gigi earlier discussed what were the steps she took to survive the pandemic. And Sir Buddy asked if, for the other farms, is it possible to replicate also what she did? Miss Gigi said that it is totally possible for family farms, because one, although your profit would be smaller or there might be no profit, it's pretty unlikely to close down your entire farm because that's your land. So that's one advantage of being a family farm. Another thing she realized is that most of those businesses that survived during the pandemic are the small family owned businesses because they rely mainly on their own labor force, which is the family. So with this, the realizations that she had during the pandemic is that number one, it's good to rely on your resources. For example, what's available in the farm or your or your own manpower in the farm. And then another thing is to rely on your own talents and skills. For example, Ma'am Gigi and her kids recently learned how to make videos for marketing during the pandemic. So, since the kids, millennials are really good at it, they figured, why not let them do it? So, because of this, they were able to slowly transition from the former survival mode into profitability mode now. Another realization is that since they are in a rural community, in a rural area right now, they realize that barter is actually still very prevalent. And to sum it up, basically, you have to be creative and you have to be agile in order to survive. Being agile, or the word agility, is something that Ma'am Gigi used to say a lot to her employees, but suddenly now it's a very, very clear illustration of what it means to be agile and what it means to be creative. For example, they did make masks at one point and they posted it online, and then suddenly a lot of orders for masks came in. So there. So Sir Body said that this is also related to when Filipinos usually say they can't open up a business because they don't have capital or they don't have money. But the thing is, money or capital is just one of the ingredients. It's not the main ingredient because it's only a financial resource. There are other kinds of resources like natural resource, like for example, what's available in your farm or what's available in your area, or human resource like your skills or your talents. So there.
Ma'am Gigi, kagaya nung na-mention ko kanina, ano kaya yung possibility paano ho tayo magko-collaborate yung aming onlinepalengke.com at saka sa inyo, yung grupo ninyo?
Buddy, ngayon we do a small batch production, ano. So kadalasan dun sa cooperative namin, meron kami yung
Mm.
Pamilyang Filipino Farmers Cooperative. Ito grupo din ito ng mga small scale family farms din kagaya ko. So
Mm.
halimbawa minsan merong ang gusto namin kasing um i-share ngayong time na to yung popularity kasi sa ibang bansa popular yung tinatawag nila mga small batch production na hindi
Mm,
lag
mhm.
so to is halimbawa let's say meron kang ginagawa, let's say ngayong time na to gagawa ako ng ina-announce mo na talaga no na gagawa ako ng 100 pieces na let's say pickled papaya with flavored with something ano.
Mhm.
So talagang parang inaano mo na kaagad. So yung iba pre-order na. So kagaya ngayon meron din kaming sinimula na meron kaming mga planting materials na talagang napakagandang klase, napakagandang high value na talaga ube talaga na
Mhm.
pag hiniwa mo siya talaga it's purple through and through.
Mhm.
So maraming mga
Mhm.
gustong magtanim ngayon maski sa mga kasi alam mo na very popular ang urban gardening ngayon. So pwede rin naman nilang
Mm.
gawin yan sa mga backyards nila. So what
Mhm.
we did was we're propagating 1,000 planting materials now of that kind of ube. So
Mhm.
now we're taking pre-orders, no? So yung pa pwede natin gawin yung body, yung halimbawa yung pwede kang sabihin sa'yo na body, pwede namin itong gawin.
Mm.
Pwede niyo bang i-offer sa mga client din ninyo, hindi ba? Kasi
Mm,
they
mm.
might be interested with it. So kumbaga parang naka-pre-order na siya talaga, hindi na what sabi nga namin bawal ang rest kasi lalo na 'tong mga high quality products tas minsan high demand, nag-uunahan
Mm.
sila kung sino ang ano.
Mm.
So sabi namin, yung nag-pre-order na, yung nag-down na, yun ang uunahin namin kaysa yung mga nag-risk
Mm.
kasi alam naman natin yan, di ba minsan buddy sa online, ano na, minsan in order na sa'yo, ni-reserve na sa'yo, pagkatapos all of a sudden magba-back out.
Mm, mm.
It's hard for us small entrepreneurs lalo na sa farming
Mm,
community. So now ang ginagawa namin parang yung before yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na yung tinatawag natin na community supported agriculture. Bago ko pa itanim, nag-subscribe ka na, hindi ba? So parang
mm,
subscription na
mm,
'yon. So it's a
mm,
similar manner na meron na ako naka-ready. This is guaranteed in 1 month time. Ready na siya.
mm,
Ganito na siya kataas. Okay. So if they want to buy those or if kung marami,
mm,
we can deliver it as well. Parang ganon. So yun
mm,
yung mga ginagawa
mm,
natin na parang on demand, di ba? Yung on demand purchases na
mm,
kasi it's safe for both ways na safety precaution din para sa amin tapos safety rin para sa sa inyo hindi ba or sa mga buyer. So ganun yung gusto namin sanang i-popularize yung ganung concept body that if it's something na you think you can work out, gusto namin i-push yung ganyang system na yung walang lugi din naman sa part ng
mm,
mga nasa agri. At kasi dito yung dumating ngayon sa part na kung kilala mo ko, pagkakatiwalaan mo ko. Hindi ba yun yung know
mhm,
your farmer, hindi ba? So, ah,
mm,
kasi itataya ko dito yung yung family din. Let's say for example, ba sabi natin, itataya ko naman yung pangalan ng Mokha Farm pag sinabi ko sa yung magde-deliver ako sa iyo ng 100 planting materials na ganito. So, in the
mm,
same manner, dahil nag-commit ako sa iyo, mag-commit ka rin sa akin by maybe advancing your payment,
mhm,
50% or let's say kung ang agreement is 25%, ganon. But at least, ay alam mo na may commitment na sa iyo. Na yung commitment na yon on both sides, walang mag-fail dun sa ganong walang
mm,
walang tawag diyan, walang lalabag dun sa ganong parang
mm,
gentleman's handshake ba? Ganun.
mm. Itong business model na 'to ma'am, ano 'yan, saan nanggaling 'yan? Nauso na 'yan ba sa States bago
Oo,
nag-umpisa dito sa'tin?
in the US, meron na talaga tayo, di ba, yung tinatawag natin na community-supported agriculture. Yung community-supported
Mhm,
agriculture, parang kagaya naman halimbawa sa part ninyo na meron darating sa yung 3 box, let's say kung halimbawa yung gano'n na. So parang yung magazine subscription, di ba noon, buddy, may
mm,
magazine subscription,
mm,
magbabayad ka na ng buong taon, hindi pa naman
mm,
dumarating yung magazine sa'yo, hindi ba? So parang ganun din, magso-subscribe ka, let's say sabihin mo, mag-subscribe ka for 3 months, o di may darating sa yung gulay na naka-box for 3 months, ganyan.
mhm,
Kung ano yung
mm,
galing sa farm, hindi siya uniform, di ba? Kung ano yung
mm,
available. So, minsan nga yung merong surprise factor, yun ang nakakatuwa dahil may surprise factor. So, halimbawa, part ng nasa box mo, halimbawa, body is, o merong manggagaling na pickled papaya from Moca Farm, may manggagaling na pickled what's this, yung ating mga, hindi pa sila nakakakita ng peppercorn, lagi lang nakikita ang
mm,
paminta is
mm,
yung tuyo na, hindi pa
mm,
sila nakakakita ng fresh na peppercorn. Makikita lang nila yan sa mga farm. Sabi ko nga, ito yung advantage natin kasi pwede tayong gumawa ng ganyan kasi we do small batch production. Big
mm,
big batch production din nila kayang gawin nyo kasi wala silang raw mat. Kasi minsan,
mm,
ang available lang na raw material is, let's say, 5 kilos lang. Yung 5 kilos, hindi mo na itatakbo yun sa merkado or hindi mo na patutuyin,
mm,
di ba? Pero pwede mo nang
mm,
i-process sa farm mo. Kaya kami, buddy,
mm,
meron kami mga ganong klaseng produce, mga
mm,
napaprocess kami na fresh peppercorn, na green peppercorn pa siya, pwede na naming i-process, hindi nahihintay yung mangitim. Actually, those are the good ones pag halimbawa nagba-barbecue kasi it gives them different flavor. Kaya yung mga
mhm,
minsan, ang daming home cooks ngayon, buddy. So,
mm,
so yun, mga pwede nilang ma-explore na mga flavor, bagong flavor na hindi
mm,
nila na-explore before, na pwede nyo ma-explore ngayon kasi meron na kayong connection directly sa farm. So pwede na nilang
mm,
ma-connect sa farm pagkatapos may mga conduits naman na let's say kagaya ng online palengke ninyo o kayo
mm,
yung magiging conduit between the consumer and the farmer. Ililink nyo sila directly din sa farmers or not
mm.
necessarily directly but I mean ang binibigay nyo sa kanila is galing sa mga farmers. Ang
Yes, oo.
linkage doon is kilala nila, ito ginawa to nila Kajiji, ginawa to nila Kamayla ng Villelas Farm, ginawa to ng nila Miss
Mm,
Melanie from Ochoa's
mm,
Farm. So talagang kilala nila mismo. And it gives them that advantage of if you wanted, kung matapos na itong pandemic and you wanted to
mm,
visit this farm na siyang source ng kinakain mo
mm,
every time, makikita mo sir, that's, we will welcome
mm.
you in the farm.
Mm, mm. Ma'am, yung peppercorn ha, we're so interested to that.
Oo, sige, sige, gawin natin. So yun
And yung mga
ganun din.
pickles.
Mm-mm. Small batch production, we always tell them it's a small batch production. Hindi siya talaga, sabi ko nga, hindi siya pang isang taunan.
Yes,
Kumbaga,
oo.
yung talagang this is good for 3 months. Siguro naman yung isang bote, mauubos mo na yan within 3 months. Di ba?
Mm-mm.
So yun yung ganun. Kasi hindi kami naglalagay ng napakaraming preservative. Kasi nga
Mm-mm.
talagang iniisip natin, maski dumating sa inyo, naka-preserve
Mm-mm.
man siya, freshly preserved pa rin siya. Hindi siya yung
Mm-mm.
nilagyan ng mga artificial preservations.
Mm. So abangan niyo po sa
Yes.
onlinepalengke.com yung
Yes.
mga products nila Ma'am Gigi.
Mm-mm.
So yun naman talaga Ma'am Gigi yung ginagawa ng online palengke na
Yes,
dapat uh, direct from the farm lagi yung mga binebenta doon.
Oo,
Yan.
nakita ko nga buddy yung na minsan 'Di ba kasi alam mo naman nangyari doon, 'di ba? Marami tayong mga sinasabi na galing sa mga farmers pero wala namang muka yung mga farmers.
Yes,
So
yes.
ito malalagyan mo talaga ng muka yung mga farmer o
Mm-mm.
ito galing ito sa ganitong farm, galing ito sa Villelas Farm, galing ito
Mm-mm.
sa Moca Farm. So
Mm-mm.
talaga makikita nila kung sino yung mga farmer talaga. So yun
Mm-mm.
yung pwede nating ipagmalaki sa kanila na body na ito talaga galing to sa mga farmers, maliliit man, hindi
Mm-mm.
man ganun kalalaki, but they are
Mm-mm.
family farms. Yan.
Mm-mm. Tama. Yan. So ma'am, ano po mga word of encouragement ninyo sa mga kasama natin sa agriculture na sobrang naapektuhan nitong pandemic?
Uh, yung lagi nating sinasabi, walang mag-give up kasi uh, one of our biggest realization in this pandemic, yung mga nasa agri, tayo yung magsusurvive talaga. Mahirap sa
Mm,
simula,
mm,
but we will
mm,
survive. Agriculture, as we've always believed, no, that this is a game changer. It's really a game
mm,
changer kasi isa sa mga body pa na na-realize namin dito nung time na ginagawa nung pandemic na yan, nagsimula kami, dahil naswertehan ko naman na nandito si Sir Bob, we
mm,
started to do research on what we call lost food. Ito yung mga pagkain na nakalimutan na natin kasi dumami na yung mga commercial natin na mga pagkain, so hindi na
mhm,
natin naalala na may mga pagkain pa palang root crops na kinakain, hindi na natin alam.
mhm,
Kasi hindi na siya naging popular, nakalimutan na, di ba? So we started to study that, and then we
mhm,
realized na ang dami-daming root crops na po pwede pa pala natin kainin. So they are what we call underutilized
mhm,
root crops and tubers na
mhm,
ang dami nating pwedeng gawin. Ngayon nga meron akong project buddy, ginagawa namin ng pinagaganda namin yung mga yung different way of presenting yung mga root crops and tubers
mhm,
natin, from lowly kamote, ano mo pwede mong gawin sa lowly kamote na maging elegant naman at pwede nating mai-process ng maganda.
mhm,
Ganun din yung ating mga cassava, no, tapos
mhm,
ube, yung mga ganon. Actually, like right now, ube is it's a high value crop right now. Ang dami-daming
yeah,
demand
oo.
talaga for ube because you can
Mm,
do it in
mm.
so many ways. Use it in
And
so many ways.
expensive man ha, ma'am? Ang
Napakamahal, oo.
expensive ng ubi ngayon.
Napakataas talaga, napakamahal ng ube ngayon. So, ngayon pa lang, sinasabi namin, incorporate mo na, magtanim na kayo. Kaya kami ngayon, nagfo-focus kami on propagation talaga of the ube kasi we saw a demand ng mga tao, lalo na nawala na yung variety nila na ganon. So, yung variety na ginagamit namin is talagang all-purple siya sa loob, wala siyang halong puti,
Mm,
So this is the good, so yun yung pinapropagate namin. So kaya sabi ko, walang magi-give up lang. So as far as, advice is concerned, don't give up. There's a lot of resources available for us. We just
mm,
need to like tap that, find that opportunity in this pandemic.
mm,
Andiyan dyan, you can tap partners. Always find partners. Kaya like buddy, let's partner. Yung ibang-iba natin mga family farms, ganun din. Hindi na namin kayang magtanim. Baka kayo kaya niyo pang magtanim. Kami yung
mm,
magpo-provide ng planting materials, kayo yung
mm,
magtanim. So collaboration. So yun yung
mm,
pinaka maganda sigurong advice ngayon natin dito. Do not give up. Agriculture hindi walang malulugi sa agriculture in a sense na hindi ka magugutom, So but then let's continue to explore it because I think this is going to be a good area for many of us to explore. Kailangan lang mag-value add talaga tayo. Kailangan lang ilagay natin yung creativity natin in agriculture. Paano ba natin how can we make agriculture enticing to the younger generation, to the
Mm.
retirees, to the
Mm.
OFWs? Yun yan eh. But there are a lot of potentials. Pero kung pwedeng instead na mag-i-invest lang sila tapos hindi pa rin sila yung wala silang direct supervision. Mas maganda kung meron kang direct supervision. 'Di ba lagi nating pinag-uusapan na ang best fertilizer talaga is yung footstep ng farmer. Kailangan
Mm.
nandoon ka talaga para makita mo talaga yung operations at meron kang direct hand dun sa pagpapatakbo ng operations ng farm mo.
Mm. Jessica?
First, let's translate. Um, so, Sir Buddy opened up the topic of collaboration with online palengke. Okay. Miss Gigi explained that in their cooperative, Pamilyang Filipino Farmers, what they do is first they announce the crop that they will be planting for that season. But this is only small batch production, like ube or peppercorn. And then once they announce what they plan to plant, clients then can pre-order. So the idea behind this is if you know your farmer, you will tend to trust them. And by doing this, family farms will have to put their name and reputation on the line. And then buyers will have to commit as well, for example, by doing a down payment first. So this way, it will be safe. It will be a guarantee for both parties. And then now, after the pandemic, for example, if they want to visit the farm or they want to see what they've been eating, then they can visit. So this is also something that we like to do in online palengke, wherein instead of just advertising the product, we want to advertise the farm and the farmers behind that product. That's why we often have videos of harvest or we link their Facebook pages because what we want is for the buyers to know their farmers, like what Ma'am Gigi said. Now, Sir Buddy asked Ma'am Gigi what are her words of encouragement for all the family farmers or other individuals involved in agriculture right now. And she said that just don't give up because agriculture will definitely survive. Those involved in the agriculture, we will survive. Also, in the sense that it it will not we will not be hungry because like what Mim Gigi said earlier in the talk, because they live in a farm, there's so much vegetable, so much fruit, meat that they could cook and eat. So another thing she said is there's a lot of resources that can be tapped, like what she did earlier. They looked at the farm and identified what could be marketed or what could be sold online. And another project that they're working on right now is they said that we have a lot of forgotten food. For example, root crops that they're trying to process right now so that they could package it more in a new way. And there's also a lot of people that you can collaborate with, and we could just help each other so that we can survive this pandemic.
Ma'am Gigi ha, gusto rin naming ibenta yung root crops na process ninyo.
Yes, sige, sige, sige. Oo. Pero kami naka-allocate sabi namin for December, palagay namin, kumbaga parang inaano na namin siya, buddy, kung ano yung capacity namin para hindi rin kami mapapaya sa mga buyers. So we're trying to like estimate kung ilang ube ang magagawa namin for December. Kasi maganda siyang pang giveaway, hindi ba? So we are doing that now. We're trying to like estimate it. Pagkatapos, then we can start to like tell na meron kaming, say 1,000 bottles na 100 grams or 200 grams na ube,
Mm, mm.
ganon. So kung ano yung mapaprocess, so yun yung gusto namin ngayon na set up that, we plan kasi kasi talagang beneficial din sa system ng mga family farmers na ito yung naitanim mo, ano yung pwede
Mm,
mong gawin pagkatapos
mm.
walang sayang, no? Kasi di ba yung sabi natin, yung food security, dalawang bagay yan eh.
Mhm,
Um, food security ng planting also plus food wastage. So if you avoid food wastage, nag-contribute ka na sa food security. So that's what
mhm,
we're trying to do. Like, kailangan bumaba ang ating food wastage para makapag-contribute tayo in our food security. So,
mm.
yun ang magandang way. So, buddy, we'll let you know ha pag
Yeah.
meron na kaming mapaprocess para may benta natin sa ating online palengke.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
great.
Christmas. So,
mm,
we wanna have a lot of special items kasi yun nga, it'll be great for gifts. Personally looking forward to the ube. It
mm.
sounds good already.
Tapos, Jessica, we're also like doing gumagawa kami ngayon ng, meron kami mga pots na parating for Christmas. So,
Mhm,
may mga Christmas, so it's Christmas theme yung color ng pots, so red, green, tapos may gold, tapos may mga
mm,
halaman, and then we're choosing halaman that have red colors in it. So, para maganda siyang pamigay din for Christmas. So,
mm, mm,
meron din tayong gano'n na pa pwede nating i-offer sa
mm,
online palengke.
mm. I think, Cheska, that will work 'no, yung idea na yun, yung, kahit sa online palengke, pre-order.
Especially for rare items. For
Mm,
example, recently we had purple corn in the shop, and it was only very limited quantity. But until now, some of them ask when is purple corn gonna be available again. So that is definitely a possibility for special items.
mm. So, yun din Ma'am Gigi yung ginawa ko 'no. So, may yung mga ibang partner farmers ng online palengke. So, hinahanap yung purple corn. So, sabi ko, kay Kuya Reynold, you have to plant purple corn all year round." Pero on a small scale, yung parang garden type lang, hindi siya
Mm.
yung hindi siya yung field, ganyan.
Oo,
Kasi yung kaya lang na i-dispose ng
right.
laging andun siya.
Yun yung advantage buddy nung naka-pre-order kasi when they pre-order it, both of you made that
Mm,
commitment. You made the commitment that you're going to buy what I am planting, tapos
mm,
I made naman a commitment that I am going to reserve that for you. Parang
mm,
walang kasi minsan halimbawa may dumating na buyer at mas mataas ang bili ng buyer, hindi ko na ibebenta kasi may commitment na ako sa iyo, hindi ba?
mm,
So parang ganon. So
mm,
it works both ways, no? So
mm,
kaya yun yung parang advantage of doing the pre-ordering eh. Kasi when you
mm,
pre-order, I know in my heart that you have, you made a commitment to buy it, then I will
mm,
make that commitment to reserve it for you. And then talagang I will make sure that it's grown right naman para rin sa iyo, hindi ba?
mm,
Yun yung concept sana na magandang gawin kasi walang waste doon sa atin sa
mm,
pagdating sa part na 'yon.
mm. Kaya kaya favorite namin si Ma'am Gigi kasi ang dami mong natututunan na concepts, eh.
Oo, siyempre naman tayo, share tayo yung mga natututunan din natin ko. Para kasi naalala ko yan, buddy, di ba? Uso sa, pagka meron kang bagong project ngayon, may bago kang idea, meron
Mm,
tayong, di ba, nagka-crowdsourcing, or crowdfunding, di ba?
mm,
So,
mm,
yung parang crowdfunding din naman yan eh, in a
mhm,
different manner lang. So, parang crowdfunding, magtatanim ako ng ube, sinong gustong suportahan ako?
mm,
Di ba?
mm,
So, parang ganun lang din naman yan.
Kaya
mm.
pag nagpapasabay ka.
Pupunta akong Baguio. Sino may gusto ng strawberry jam?
Yes.
Sige, siguro, Ma'am Gigi, i-recap na natin. Can you translate first, Cheska? At may mga audience pa ba tayo diyan?
We have
A couple more viewers from Alcobar, KSA. Where is that?
Saudi.
Saudi. We also have from Bacolod City, Dubai,
Can you mention them?
Nueva Ecija. Ayan. So, hello Christopher from Nueva Ecija. Joff Morales from Dubai. Roy from Alcobar, KSA. Melvin from Bacolod City. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to put them in the comments so that our speakers can answer it.
Si Job probably, ano yan, nag-attend sila ng ating mga trainings before.
Jeff Martin.
Yes, yung brother niya pina-attend niya. Kasi lagi
Ah,
nandun siya sa Middle East. So pag may mga nalaman siya, yung mga brother niya attend kayo.
Supporters talaga natin, ano? That's good.
Okay. So, Ma'am Gigi, anything na gusto mo pang idagdag, impart sa ating mga audience?
Um, for dun sa mga alam ko yung especially siguro in particular sa ating mga OFWs ano kasi I sat down on one of this isang technical working group na na-realize ko na napakadami because of the pandemic pala marami rin pala tayo mga OFWs na pinauuwi ano dahil lalo na yung mga nagsasara din na ano so marami tayong ine-expect na pabalik ng mga OFWs. So kung naghanap sila ng option no so talagang napakaganda naman talagang opportunity for them to invest also on a farmlands para kanilang pagyamanin din. You know, di ba meron nga tayong sinasabi natin balik probinsya. Let us explore our rural communities. Kasi para sa akin, isa sa mga reason ko talaga kaya ako nandito ngayon sa Padre Garcia, Batangas ano, at sa iba pa natin makasama na nasa rural community. One of the reason why you wanted to go to the rural community is to be able to like contribute also to the development of your rural communities. So sa mga OFWs natin, kung tayo pabalik at meron tayong konting ipon at pwede natin pagyamanin natin yung ating mga lupa sa rural communities kasi if you can provide one or two employments sa inyong rural communities, mas maganda, lalo na kung sa agriculture. Kung retiree ka at OFW ka at plano mo nang bumalik at magre-retire, hindi ka magugutom pag magfa-farming ka. So go into family farming, first and foremost. Pagkatapos, find ways to move from sustainability to profitability.
okay, so how about you, Sir Buddy? Do you have anything else to say? After this, we can translate, recap, and invite them for the premiere of this webinar also on YouTube.
Yan pala Ma'am Gigi, no, itong episode natin ito after nung Facebook, i-upload din natin itong video na to sa YouTube and ipi-premiere natin. Meaning, sabay-sabay tayong manonood with our audience at
Okay.
meron tayong live chat. So, any
Okay.
questions na ito-throw nila, sasagutin natin. I-update po
Okay.
kita ulit kailan ho natin
Sige,
ipi-premiere
sige.
itong episode na to.
Okay. Sige.
These final words are for OFWs and retirees. She said that it's definitely worth investing in agriculture and farming, especially in rural areas. And yeah, that's it. You guys, so we are wrapping up our third webinar today here on Facebook. Make sure to wait for our YouTube premiere. On our YouTube premiere, Sir Buddy and Ma'am Gigi will be live again, so you guys could send in your questions and they will answer in real time while you guys watch the whole thing together. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today's webinar. Thank you, Ma'am Gigi, one of our favorite collaborators.
Welcome. I'm very happy to be always with agribusiness. Matagal ko ng kaibigan si Buddy dito eh. So I am very happy to like do share. Natutuwa ako kasi marami tayong this program we're able to like reach a lot of people and there's so many people who have said that they've heard these advices also from agribusiness. So thank you agribusiness.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Gigi. Pasyal kami sa farm pag tapos na yung mga lockdown.
Pandemic. Yes.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
All right. So, yan po yung ating webinar at abangan niyo po kami ulit sa mga susunod na episodes dito.